You feel a squeeze, a crushing pressure, and then a violent pull. The biting cold air whips your tiny, wet skin, stinging with every touch. Your nascent lungs fill with the sharp scent of earth, straw, and something else. Something metallic and ancient, clinging to the shadows of the small room. No bright lights here, no soothing lullabies to welcome you to the world. Just hurried whispers, the creak of a wooden floor, a sudden gasp. And then a guttural wail, your own, piercing the tense silence. Congratulations, tiny being. You've just arrived in feudal Japan. A time of razor-sharp blades, brutal honor codes, and a life expectancy. That would make a field mouse feel utterly optimistic about its future. Your exhausted mother can barely manage a weak smile, and who could blame her? At your feet, the packed earth floor seems to vibrate with distant war echoes. The Japan of the samurai is not for the faint of heart. It's a grueling test. And you, my dear, have just been delivered into its particular hell. A world woven from threads of honor, misery, and an omnipresent sense of dread. Your first breaths are a hard-won victory in this unforgiving ancient world. Many never even reach this point. Infant mortality here is expressive indeed. A simple cough could quickly escalate, turning into a fatal respiratory infection. No modern doctors, no antibiotics, just herbal remedies and desperate prayers. Superstition often replaces science, an ineffective shield against rampant illness. The smallest cut, left untreated, could fester into a deadly, agonizing infection. Your parents hold their breath, hoping you defy the harsh odds of your tiny village. Every surviving cry is a small miracle, a defiance against fate's cruel hand. The gods seem busy with wars, leaving mere mortals to fend for themselves. Congratulations, you've somehow passed your first, most brutal trial of existence. Your destiny was sealed the moment you drew your very first gasping breath. No dreams of upward mobility here. Your birth dictates your entire life's path. Born a farmer? Your hands are destined for dirt, your back for endless toil. An artisan's child might find slightly more comfort, but still a minor cog. A samurai's son? Ah, the prestige, but often dire poverty and early death. Status was a heavy cloak, often hiding an empty stomach and quiet despair. You're stuck in your box, tighter than a shogun's meticulously armored chest plate. Marrying outside your class? A foolish, dangerous thought that leads to swift ruin. The samurai rule, the farmer's feed, the artisan's craft, the merchant's trade. This rigid system is your unyielding prison, your inescapable preordained fate. Forget carefree play. Your childhood is more of an apprenticeship in survival. If a peasant, tiny hands quickly learn to wield hoes, not innocent wooden swords. The fields are your classroom. The unforgiving crops, your demanding, silent teachers. Samurai children, however, swap toys for practice katanas and strict dojo rules. Calligraphy, etiquette, martial arts, all to forge an obedient warrior to be. Discipline is paramount. Weakness in this world means a quick, ignoble end. Fun is a luxury few can afford, an elusive whisper in busy, dutiful days. No time for tantrums. Hunger or a harsh sensei swiftly corrects such indulgences. You learn early that life here is not about ease, but about contributing or perishing. Your formative years are forged in hardship, preparing you for a brutal adulthood. The rhythmic thud of distant war drums is the constant, menacing heartbeat of your life. Clans rise and fall like relentless tides, washing over the land with bloodshed and fire. Your village could be a battlefield tomorrow, a burned-out memory by the next sunrise. Rival banners approaching meant fear, desperate flight, or likely utter annihilation. As a peasant, your harvest is stolen, your home burned, your family scattered or tragically slain. For a samurai, it's a grim certainty. You're expected to die for your lord's whims. Peace is a myth whispered by weary elders. War is the cold, hard, inescapable truth. You learn to distinguish the war cries of different clans, a morbid, vital skill. Even moments of quiet are filled with the lingering dread of an impending conflict. Your existence is a fragile candle flame, constantly threatened by the merciless winds of war. Bushido, the way of the warrior. It sounds so grand, so unequivocally noble, doesn't it? But this honor often comes with a starving belly and a heavy, brutal cost. Loyalty above all, even when your lord is a blithering, incompetent, capricious tyrant. You're expected to die with dignity, to never surrender, no matter the circumstance. Yet your family starves, your meager rice stipend an insultingly meager joke. Choose honor and a ritual suicide, seppuku, or the crushing shame of survival. Often, honor is a glorified path to death, while the wealthy daimyos get richer. The powerful feast on your sacrifices, their dominance built on your unwavering fealty. It's a cruel irony. To be noble, you must often embrace poverty and an early grave. Your glory is a gilded cage, trapping you in a cycle of suffering and brutal servitude. Beyond blades and arrows, a more insidious enemy lurks, the unseen sickness. No sanitation, no antibiotics, no vaccines, just rampant, silent, brutal killers. Bubonic plague sweeps through cities, leaving piles of bodies in its agonizing wake. Smallpox scars faces, blinds eyes, or claims lives with ruthless, swift efficiency. A simple cut could fester, leading to a fever that consumes you in mere days. Medicine is rudimentary, a blend of suspect herbs, desperate prayers, and superstition. Death isn't a stranger. It's a frequent guest knocking at any door at any hour. You learn to accept it, to see disease as a natural, unavoidable, brutal part of life. The air itself feels heavy with potential infection, a constant, unseen, lurking threat. This silent assassin claims more lives than any samurai's sharpened blade ever could. As a peasant, the vast majority, your life is an unbroken chain of grueling, back-breaking labor. Planting rice under the scorching sun, harvesting with an aching, bowed back. Then, you watch as most of your precious yield disappears into the daimyo's coffers. Floods, droughts, locusts. Nature itself conspires to starve your struggling family. Your stomach growls, a constant reminder of the precarious balance of your existence. Samurai live off your sweat, expecting silence, obedience, and endless production. Dare to complain? A swift, sharp sword is the unarguable rebuttal to your peasant plight. It's a brutal existence of unending deprivation, where a single bad season means famine. Your hands are permanently calloused, your spirit, perhaps, permanently weary. You are the foundation of this society, and ironically, the most exploited, unsung hero. Forget forging your own destiny. Your life is already cast in an unbreakable, rigid mold. Born into one of four classes: samurai, peasant, artisan, or merchant. That's it. Merchants, despite their burgeoning wealth, are often scorned as parasites on society. Samurai are at the top, a noble class, but many are as poor as the peasants they rule. To attempt to change your status? A foolish, dangerous fantasy that's swiftly crushed. Marrying across class lines invites ostracization, or worse, brutal public execution. Your existence is a predefined canvas, with no room for personal artistic expression. Any attempt to deviate from this rigid path is met with swift, merciless punishment. This social structure is not a ladder, but an unyielding, inescapable caste system. You are a prisoner of birth, your future written before your first breath was taken. But wait, it's not all doom and gloom, right? There are fleeting moments of beauty. Seasonal festivals offer brief, communal respite from the relentless daily grind. The ephemeral beauty of sakura, cherry blossoms, a poignant reminder of life's fragility. For the elite, the tranquil ritual of the tea ceremony, a moment of refined calm. Poetry and art offer solace, a whisper of humanity amidst the brutal reality. Yet even these small joys are laced with a bitter, inescapable, poignant irony. You admire the full moon while your stomach aches, wondering about tomorrow's food. Sipping exquisite tea, your lord might be plotting the gruesome demise of rival clans. Beauty here is a stark, melancholic contrast to the pervasive, constant misery. These small pleasures are not true escapes, but mere glimpses of what might have been. And then, inevitably, your story draws to its predictable, harsh, unceremonious conclusion. Few reach old age. Those who do are bent by a lifetime of war or unending toil. You might die in ambush, your body left for the scavenging crows to feast upon. A sudden raging fever could steal your breath in a matter of desperate, agonizing days. If samurai, perhaps the honor of committing ritualistic, agonizing seppuku awaits. If a peasant, you'll simply collapse from exhaustion, unmourned, leaving no trace behind. You'll fertilize the same soil you toiled on, a final unceremonious contribution. Your death, like your life, is rarely a choice, but a harsh imposition of fate. It's a sudden, unremarkable end for most, a final, cruel twist of your destiny. So ends your journey through feudal Japan, a life lived on the razor's cutting edge. So there you have it, a life entirely consumed by challenges, filled with questionable honor, and the constant threat of a premature death. To be born in samurai Japan was a true lottery, a desperate gamble, where the chances of winning a minimally decent life were practically zero. It was a world of austere beauty and cruelty without precedent, a paradox, where each day was a battle and mere survival, a hard-won, grueling art. It's fascinating, isn't it? To imagine people living under such extreme conditions. And you, after this journey, what did you think of this historical deep dive? Do you believe you could survive even a single day in this brutal feudal Japan? Or would you be running for the hills, seeking immediate desperate escape? Tell me your thoughts, your fears, your survival strategies in the comments below. If you enjoyed diving into this dramatic, detail-rich, and curious history, don't forget to leave your like, subscribe to the channel for more historical journeys, and share this video with your friends who love a good, intense story. Until next time, stay curious and be glad for your modern comforts.